NEMA competitors on. Off of turn number 4 this time. We'll work all the way down the front straightaway. Give them a big Waterford Speedbowl send-off as we are set to go green here in just a couple of circuits. 25 laps for the NEMA competitors.
Arguably the fastest division to hit the racetrack at any time during the season. And you're about to see that in action. We talked to Bobby Santos III earlier in the afternoon, or I should say the morning, during our pit party race. 25 laps to distance. Coming back to the start-finish line, green flag racing. Mike Legel and the 62 of Chuck Morton from South Carolina is in the second spot. Bobby Seymour making a charge to the front. He'll settle for third this time around, but here he is working on Morton once again in his charge to the front.
Seymour gets the second spot, goes to work on Legel for the top spot down into turn number 2. He'll look to the inside of Legel, off the corner and down the back straightaway into turn number 3. One car hard into the outside wall over in turn number 2. Something was developing there on the opening lap and broke loose in turn number 2. Bring out the first caution flag of the event, just one lap into this 24 lap.
Making the way back to the start-finish line, Legel setting a torrid pace coming out of there. Bobby Seymour hot on his tail. Seymour going to the outside groove. The number 4 is dialed in, putting everything he's got into it. The Autocraft engine working well under the hand of Bobby Seymour.
Seymour leads back to the line, has a commanding lead over Legel in that second spot. That is the 62. In the third position, down to the back straightaway, that's Chuck Morton, who started toward the front of the pack and has been running well in the opening stages of this event.
As you can see, some movement up through the field. Kyle Carpenter, one of the hard chargers up there, making his way up through the field. That's the 12X, putting Ed Bro down. Another spot on this one. We've also been keeping an eye on Bobby Santos III. He has also made tremendous strides in his charge to the front.
Here comes Randy Cabral to make it a three-way battle for second to the back straightaway. Morton gets the position. Legel slides up high and to the inside. It'll be Cabral for third, and the 17 to round out the top 5 on the front straightaway for Ben Seitz.
Well, Ben Seitz doing a great job out there as he's going to go by Mike Legel. One of the cars coming off the track is the number 81. That belongs to T.H.E, another rookie in the field.
Back to turn number 2, and the race leader has pretty much checked out for Bobby Seymour. The race is now for second. Randy Cabral gets the spot, moves Morton back to the third position as they work their way back down to the stripe. And then it's the 17 for Ben Seitz to round out the front 4 and the leaderboard. Onto the back straightaway one more time. Bobby Santos III climbing up through the field, getting around Timmy Bertrand a couple of laps ago. Now he slows on the back straightaway, losing several spots. As we mentioned, Bobby Santos, the car about stopped in turn number 4 and will bring out the second caution flag of the event.
So tough break for him as it pulls up
to the Santos III, who will have another shot at the Waterford Speedbowl later on this afternoon in his SK Modified. He'll roll off in the 15th position in car number 93 a little later on. So Bobby Santos III doing double duty here.
Which the Boston Louis Memorial race is named, out in the front. What a great restart for the number 4 as he flies around the speedway on the high side. But here comes Randy Cabral with the number 35 to put on a challenge as they make their way around the speedway. Cabral to the inside, Seymour to the outside as they cross the start-finish line.
Seymour to the outside lane, may lose the lead in turn number 2, but Randy Cabral slipped a little bit in turn number 2. Will backpedal in into the second spot with the 4 up high for Bobby Seymour off of turn number 4, down to the stripe and give the lead to Seymour.
Great battle now between Kyle Carpenter and Chuck Morton. Kyle Carpenter, one of the young guns out there, to number 12X, jumping into the third spot on the speedway. Chuck Morton watching as that young man negotiates his way through turn number 4.
Yeah, 12X of Kyle Carpenter got a great restart. He was back in the 6th position just a couple of laps ago. Dove to the inside, gained a few spots, now sets in third. Morton back to 4th, then it's the 17 to round out the top 5. 4 Ben Seitz back down to the line, 13 laps to go, and then NEMA Midget feature event. Ryan Dolan and the 44 Ed Bro getting together just a bit on the front straightaway. They're okay and give the spot to Ryan Dolan at the halfway mark this time.
Halfway through the race, great drag race between Randy Cabral and Bobby Seymour. They're going back and forth, exchanging the lead as Ben Seitz heads into the pit area. He'll be joining the other young gun out here, Bobby Santos III. So 2 rookie drivers in the division that park their rides.
Race for the lead's a good one in turn number 2. Randy Cabral and Bobby Seymour. Seymour out front. Cabral looks to the inside for the top spot. Trouble in turn number 1 between two competitors to bring out the caution flag.
Looks like that number 16 is up there. That's Matt O'Brien.
Will fly from the starter stand. And we'll stop the cars here on the front straightaway, 11 laps shy of the finish. Good time maybe for some The 12 goes next in line. Kyle Carpenter off of turn number 4, the restart.
Russ Dorr diving to the inside, trying to find some running room. He's out there with Ryan Dolan. That's the 45. We have a car going to the high side of the track. Spinning around out there is that number 76. And that's going to bring out yet another yellow.
Mike Legel in car number 77 did a wheelie over in turn number 2.
Your top 4 drivers right now. Or excuse me, top 4, Chuck Morton and Kyle Carpenter.
Kyle Carpenter, a contender, started deeping the field, has made his way up through, looking for the restart. Off of turn number 4, we are green. And it will be Seymour getting to the point. Here comes Cabral back to the inside off of turn number 2.
Cabral trying to make the move on the inside, trying to take over the lead in this one from the number 4, Seymour. He'll do it this time around. Russ Dorr has wrestled his way into the 3rd spot on the speedway.
Carpenter into the 4th spot, single file to the back straightaway, but it's Cabral at the point by a car length off of turn number 4. Here comes Seymour looking back to the inside, but has to fall back into line. Stower next in line, followed by Kyle Carpenter. To round out the front 4, down to the back straightaway one more time with 8 laps to go as they cross the stripe.
Throughout the field, it's pretty much single file formation as they make their way around the field, the track very, very quickly. Single file, except for Pertisiglio and Legel there for a second, but Pertisiglio putting the move on. Legel getting by. That's the number 50 out of Ronkonkoma, New York.
Back into turn number 2, and it's the 35, Randy Cabral all by himself in the front of the field. He has managed to open up a very healthy lead over the 4 for Bobby Seymour in that 2nd spot, followed by Russ Stower. Kyle Carpenter just took that position a moment ago, so move Carpenter into the 3rd spot, and Stower back to 4th.
Well, Chuck Morton all the way up here from the Palmetto State of South Carolina, acquitting himself very, very well, running out there in the 5th spot on the speedway. He was the outside row number 1 starter, but has dropped back under the incredible charge of Randy Cabral and Bobby Seymour.
Into the final 5 laps, it's 4 as they cross the line, and car number 35 already onto the back straightaway for Randy Cabral. Has almost an entire straightaway between himself and car number 4, Bobby Seymour. At the line, it's 3 to go into turn number 2. Lap traffic looks like it won't be a factor. Randy Cabral blows by him into the outside lane.
This time by 2 laps left to go, shown to the leader, Randy Cabral. Bobby Seymour is going to have to put the pedal to the metal to catch this man. He is on rails out there as he makes his way around the track, lapping traffic right and left. His 35 is dialed in. 1 lap left to go, Kyle.
Down into turn number 1, final time, white flag out to the field, and Randy Cabral all by himself on an easy Sunday afternoon cruise in turn number 4. He'll take the checkered flag off the corner. Randy Cabral in for the win. 2nd place will be car number 4, Seymour. Kyle Carpenter to finish in 3rd. Russ Stower in 4th. And unofficially to round out the top 5, it'll be car number 62 for Chuck Morton, who was amongst the leaders the entire event. So a great race for the NEMA Midgets with car number 30.
Oh. Well, Randy, what a battle between you and Bobby Seymour today, but it looked like your car was very good on the bottom, and you just drove away from the field.
Yeah, actually it was better on the top, but I was too afraid of letting Bobby stick his nose under me because I've done that to him a bunch of times, so I didn't want him to get me back. You know, payback stinks, so I kind of kept driving the bottom, and once I got around him, I tried to take the middle of the track, and everything worked out pretty good, so I'm happy.
What does this mean to you, first win of the year?
Well, it's more, not even, I don't care about the first one of the year, it's more the win at this track. I've been pecking away to win at this track, and last year I almost had 2nd place at this track and at this race, and I fell out with 2 to go because of an oil leak, and I'm just so ecstatic to get this first win, and my whole crew's here, my cousin Bob, who's my crew chief, my father, who was driving today, which kind of bothered me that he pulled out of the race, but he was driving. I heard he was doing an excellent job, and my whole entire crew just did the job. I just drove the car. That's the easy part.
And you made it look easy today. How about a hand for our NEMA Midget winner, Randy Cabral? And now let's go back upstairs to Mark and Kyle.